Hello and welcome to the Viewpoint. Uh, exactly 1 year ago, I started my weight loss journey. Um, and it just so happens to fall on the observance of uh, the birthday of Dr. King. As you can see from my actively black King commemoration shirt um, that I'm wearing today. Um, it's observant of Martin Luther King. And if you don't know about Actively Black, definitely look it up or give me a call. I'll let you know. Um, but it's not about Actively Black. And actually, it is not about Fit4Life. Fit4Life was the vehicle. But I just wanted to tell you um, my personal journey to weight loss. So, like I said, 1 year ago today, um, I started my weight loss journey. Um, Dr. Shay Brown, Dr. Shay Brown, who's the brains behind Fit4Life, developed a strategy. Let's say it's a strategy. She could speak to that, but it's a strategy I feel that she came up with to help people lose weight and with the extra goal of coming off of different medications that they're on. Okay, so um, I started January the 19th after seeing several people in the church and around that were losing weight because of Fit4Life. I had been talking to her and helped her on a couple projects. Um, and I knew I was at the heaviest that I ever was, which was 262. Um, I was around 238, maintained 238 when I was working before I retired in 2012. Um, but I knew for health reasons and for just feeling good about myself, I needed to lose the weight. But I knew myself, so I waited until after the holidays of 2024, and after I got it all out of my system and did everything, I like to start things on a different start of the week. So I started on January 19th of last year. Now, Shay's tagline is "Give me 90 days." That was her tagline. Um, so I decided to do it and decided to give her 90 days. There were certain things that she requested um, her, maybe I'll say patience, because she has since started her own practice um, with Fit4Life being built into it. But anyway, I started on January the 19th. Um, and she asks for certain things. She asks for uh, intermittent fasting. She didn't want you to eat after a certain time and not eat before a certain time that next morning. She wanted you to drink in ounces your weight. That was a push for me. That was a push for me. I got a lot of water and it worked. Sometimes I felt shorter to go, but as I found out later, it was a mindset. Um, she wanted you to stay off all red meats, all meats if you left it up to her, but she would tolerate seafood, um, sugars, breads, all of that. Um, and I believe it was 3 times a week, at least 30 minutes a day of exercise. Okay, so I joined the Fit4Life program, but I didn't. Oh, one other thing. She wanted a scale to measure your metrics. that it would not measure just your weight, but it would as to measure your BMI, your skeletal muscle, your visceral muscle, um, uh, sub subcutaneous fat, things that I had kind of knew about, but maybe didn't find out until later, because once I joined the Fit4Life, every Sunday at 4 p.m. we had a check-in on weight and the body metrics. So I got the scale, and I didn't actually get the scale and start measuring myself until February 16th. So if I've done my work, you see the graphic of where I was on February the 16th. My weight had gotten down to 245. So I started at 262 on January 19th, and then when I measured myself on 216, I found out I was down to 265. So I definitely saw that um, this was working. Um, was it was it hard? I won't say that it was hard, but I had to change my mindset. Um, I'm probably, or would rate myself, a carnivore by nature. I love my ribs. I love steak. I love ground beef. I love burgers, subs, all of that. But I had to change my mindset if I was to um, reach the goals that I wanted to reach. So again, I started weighing myself on 216 and getting with the meetings. Now um, the meetings were um, informative. She taught us how to read labels, to read the amount of sodium and the different things that are in the labels, and what was good for us and what's not good for us. And we also learned about things like subcutaneous fat, visceral fat, which the amount of fat that is around your major organs, which let's just put it this way: the fat that's around your heart beats harder to expand and contract. So the less fat around your heart and around your lungs means you can breathe better, and that you can your heartbeat will be better. So look at me, say these things I didn't know, and I sound like I'm probably working for her, and I'm not receiving anything from Fit4Life other than the benefits of what she put in. So I started doing the amount of water that she wished. I started walking. That's something that I enjoyed doing. Even back when I was working, I enjoyed walking. So that was my form of exercise. So I started changing my diet, eating seafood, attending the meetings. And the seafood wasn't so much of a stretch, but I tend to get bored when I'm eating the same thing. So I had to work on different um, menus that included salmon, trout, and even though shrimp was there, I limited the amount of shrimp that I ate. I like rice, so somewhere in between um, then and now, I incorporated brown rice in to do brown rice. Even do my shrimp fried rice with brown rice. I incorporated that in. Though I didn't like grits as a kid, I picked up a love for grits. Um, and I went from grits to polenta, which is a unmilled grits. It's more yellow in nature. Um, I'm not sure whether I'll put up a graphic for that, but I did. I went to grits. Trout was a easier fit for me because there was a lot of things you could do with trout. Salmon's, I guess by nature, it is a great taste, but it takes so much to change the taste of salmon to give it more flavor. I found that easier to do with the trout. Uh, Tuna fish, I love tuna fish. I didn't incorporate the eggs into the tuna fish that I normally do. Um, for whatever reason. And I started to get back into wraps. I was into wraps when I was working It was a quick and thing I could go up to the cafeteria and get. So Shay started to monitor me personally when she started her practice. Um, and the goal was to decrease eventually. I'm not at the point where I am off my meds, but I have come off of my cholesterol meds, and I've reduced one of my blood pressure meds, and it's working well. It's working well. So for my exercise, like I said, I was walking, and in when we took a family trip in July to Orlando, my sister Panetta was there, um, and my niece. We started to walk. Panetta does the treadmill more than outside walking, but the weather was beautiful, and we walked every morning. We walked every morning. Um, I kind of got into some things because I was getting back into walking because of her. She Panetta, she has a regiment of what she does as far as walking and jogging, and she has some things here in the house that she uses, and she's good with that. Me, not so much because I find walking on a treadmill, even with music and a television, boring. So I love walking outside. So when we went to Orlando, I increased. We walked every morning. So I increased my frequency. From then, I increased my frequency to walking at least 4 to 6 times a week. Before it got cold, the only time I didn't walk was on Sundays. Um, and there is something else again. As far as temperature, I do not like cold. Do not like cold. If I was James Bond and they locked me in a freezer, I would tell them all the nuclear codes and everything. Maybe that was then. But I found myself doing things that I did not plan on doing. I found myself getting thermals and getting a kind of thermal kind of jogging or walking suit. And when the temperature started to drop, I said, well, if it drops down to around 40, I'm not going. But I found out that I did 30. And the coldest that I have walked um, has been about 19. Um, Today, on the observance of Martin Luther King and my 1 year anniversary, it is coated with snow out there. So I did not walk this morning. Um, I found out that walking is when I do a lot of my thinking. So, make a long story short, um, I was able to change my diet on things I didn't think I would do. That my main protein would be seafood. Though I enjoy seafood, I did not think my main protein would be seafood, and it is. Um, I do miss bread. I'm not going to lie. I do miss bread. Whenever I do have occasion to have bread, I try to have a wheat or whole grain bread. Um, my water has increased. My water intake has increased. My kidneys, by tests, have shown that they are improving about the amount of water that I drink, and it passes through my system. Um, Walking in the cold changed my appetite. Um, the intermittent eating. Um, I think she started at, I think it was maybe 8 or 10 hours of intermittent eating. Now I don't eat past. I try not to eat past 4:30. Sometimes it gets into 5:30, and the next morning I don't um, have my first meal until 9:30, 10 o'clock. Now I'm not going to lie. The um, I did do a little bit of overeating on the holidays. Vacation I handled very well. Thanksgiving I handled very well. But I did a lot of cooking, and I eat what I cook. I did a lot of cooking between Christmas and New Year's, and my weight did tick up. So from January 19th of 2025 to January 19th of 2026, I've gone from 262 pounds, where I started at, down to today's weight of 203. Now that's up from where I was at before the holidays. I was down to around 200. So it did tick up a little bit. But again, it's a mindset. I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel guilty. I didn't fall into a depression because I gained the weight. Matter of fact, it had popped up to around 206. So as you see, it's starting to drop again. So I know what I have to do. I know how to do it. So I'm finding that I up to probably a couple of weeks ago, I said it was a cheat day. I don't really call it a cheat day. Today is going to be a little bit trying because we're going out. Some of the guys are going out with with one of the members of our church this morning. So I'm eating later around 11 o'clock. And then after that, I'm meeting some former friends from my federal job in Ellicott City. I would have probably have eaten by then, but I will meet them. But again, it's a lifestyle, it's a mindset. So when I do deviate, instead of saying a cheat day, when I do deviate from my menu, I know how to get back on it. I know what to do. As it is, I haven't eaten anything today, but when I know that I have kind of veered a little bit, I get back on track. My breakfast and my lunch might be almond milk protein shakes that were just released. I was doing some protein shakes, but about a month, maybe 2 months ago, Premium Power released some almond milk protein drinks. I've been doing almond milk for years, but they have a protein drink, so I'm doing that. So I'll do that, and to do my first meals and do my bigger meal when we're together at home and listening to an audio book or looking at a series or looking at a movie. But again, I know where I'm at and what I'm doing. Now, I don't have a end goal in mind, and when I do reach some point that I feel good about where I'm at, I'm going to have to talk to Shay and ask her how to maintain without gaining too much. I don't see, and in all honesty, I don't see incorporating red meats into my diet again. There may be a occasion, and if Shay's watching this, I will be honest. I may have a burger. I may have. I don't know if I'll do ribs, but I may have. But the bottom line is, I know that when I veer, what I have to do to get back to the state where I'm at. I started in my jeans were 42s. I am now comfortably in 38s. If I keep going, I'll probably be in 36. I can actually come home and just pull my jeans down without even unbuckling the belt. Might sound a little weird, but to me, that's a metric to know that the 38s will slip off. I found out that not found out. A couple people started to tell me that the extra larges were too big. This shirt that I'm wearing here is a large, and I'm fitting comfortably in it. It's kind of like a form fit right now. It's a good feeling, but I'm down to larges when it comes to to shirts and stuff. I have to incorporate more of working my muscles into my regiment. You can't see it, but behind me there's a slant bench where I can do sit-ups, and I have a chest compression device, and I have to do more of that. But I just find it just easier to walk, um, and I'm doing it at anywhere from 5:45. The latest I leave out probably is about 6:05. My walks have increased. Something she adds for my walks have increased up to about 75 to 80 minutes. I can do 90 minutes. Wouldn't be a problem, but I have to get in and shower and do the things I have to do before I get back out of the door. Um, but I do wholly expect to do 90 minutes or more when it gets warmer. Uh, I've actually found out that I've kind of acclimated myself to the cold. I don't like it, but I find out that I can handle it better. So, like I said, this is my weight loss journey with Fit4Life. Um, this is not um, a Fit4Life commercial. If it was, it's lasting over 21 minutes. Uh, it is not that. But I have, I will say that the program that she has put together works. Um, and it works in a lot of different ways. You don't have to be in the Essex, Baltimore area to be a part of Fit4Life. Several of the folks that I have met and interviewed, some of them on the Voice Spotlight, are in other states. Um, you also find out you get a camaraderie because everybody is they're looking for the same thing. There's no guilt. There's no what do I want to say? There's no you find like-minded people. Um, so nobody's putting you down for because there have been check-ins where uh, one or more of us have gained a little bit, depending on a holiday, birthday, something, a vacation, or something like that. But again, the one thing that you'll find out that everybody knows what they have to do. The mindset is there, and they work back on it. So that's my weight loss journey. Uh, Pastor Phil will say that he saw a time when I said I would not reach certain weights, and I've reached those weights and gone down further. My goal is to get at 200 or under 200. Where it goes from there, I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to be one of those people whose head looks bigger than their body. But I do feel good. Some of the challenges that I had before aren't there. The walking, the pain in the knees. Um, I will be. I wake up a little stiff. That might be arthritis, but after I stretch and I get out there, I find out that I get out there and I'm good. The cold is the cold. I found a way to dress in it and do what I have to do. But I'm on a mission. I don't know if I will be doing this a year from now. As far as recording, I will be maintaining the weight. I do not want to gain that weight back. That's one of the things that I did in previous. I would lose the weight and then for whatever reason start eating again. But I know how I have to eat now. But I also know that I have to present varieties in my diet, that it isn't a task, it isn't a job, it's just eating. So this is Anthony Spencer for The Viewpoint, telling you my weight loss journey. I think anyone that's looking to lose weight, it's just a mindset. Once you put your mind to it and you find out how to substitute and um, get yourself right, then you'll be right. So this is Anthony Spencer for the Voice Viewpoint. Thanks for indulging me, and I have to get out of here and meet my guys. So take care. Have a blessed day.